The industry perspective is a space for those in the industry to speak freely about their experiences without fear of retaliation or a negative review. The views and opinions shared here are solely that of the individual and do not reflect the establishments in which they work. With that said, if you feel offended by these jokes, we weren't expecting to get tipped by you anyway.
That would have sucked. That really would have sucked. Am I gonna sit like this? Actually, I am. I'm feeling comfy as a motherfucker here.
I've been adjusting with the ways like how I want to sit.
Yeah.
Like got the laid back. I mean, but I think I'm gonna sit up. I think I'm gonna sit up straight.
Okay. All right.
And then probably by the time we get to the end, I might be back here.
Yeah. I think that's why I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and post up. Plus the Crocs are helping me out, giving me good traction. You know what I mean? I'm working on trying to get us some more merch. Like I've been working on merch lately on the sides, and I really want to get us like not Crocs, I'm not saying anything like that, but just like some nice slides or something like that. I saw the options, and the ones I saw, I just wasn't really fucking impressed with them, But coming soon, we'll figure it out. Let's go ahead and take this shot though.
I've always wanted to do like eventually, because I'm like I'm also a person where it's like when people come in, no shoes. I wanted to like set up or have a like Japanese style where people come in and have like just a rack of just slippers and people just slide them on and just that way so people don't feel embarrassed when they walk around because they have a hole in their sock. They
right.
Here's some just community slips.
Bro, yo, let's do a shot. Right. Air cheers, because you're a little far away. So cheers. Air cheers. All right. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the podcast where we peel back the curtain and show you what goes on behind the scenes of your favorite bar and restaurants. And we like to call that the industry perspective. What's up, motherfuckers? It's just me this time, so deal with it if I'm not your favorite member. But I do have a guest, the homie Mike. Normally, we don't just say the name first. We try to give a little hype. But I just want to say, like I told you before, like this is one of those episodes I've been looking forward to. And just really happy to finally get you on the fucking pod, man. So welcome, of course.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate, man, you having me over and stuff, man. And
appreciate you being here, man.
And yeah, man, thanks. This is dope. I know we've been talking about it for a while.
Yeah.
At least the times when I have seen you and stuff. But hey, man, I'm happy to be on.
Nice. Yeah. So for everyone out there, what is it that you do in the industry?
I am a wine specialist. That's how I categorize myself. So I basically right now I do wine buying at like a craft wine and beer store. I do wine buying, spirits buying, and sake buying.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And I've been before that I did like high end sales, and then I before that I managed a wine department at like a Rouse Fresh Fair. And
oh shit,
I mean, I'm not sure if you know what the terms like with Rouse. There's like 3 levels of Rouse. You have like the regular Rouse, you have a Rouse Plus, and you have a Rouse Fresh Fair.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. So usually the regular Rouse is like the ones you find in the hood, like the grimy, dirty, the regular Rouse.
Yeah, we get the regular ass Rouse.
And then you have like a Rouse Plus, which would be like slightly better. And those would be like in just like a little better neighborhoods. But those will have everything that a Rouse has, but they'll have a little better, like they might have some more organic options or more cleaner options like that, right? And then you have like the Fresh Fare, which is like the ones you find in all like the good neighborhoods. You find them in like Marina Del Rey. That's one I worked at. Beverly Hills, Palisades, the one in downtown I think is a Fresh Fare, and those are like pretty much the equivalent of like how Pavilions is to Vons or like a Whole Foods or a Trader Joe's. Like they're competing with those.
Yeah.
And those are usually much more clean. They have like a bigger produce selection, organic selection. Usually, you have like a bigger like a cheese or meat selection and stuff like that. And then the one I worked at had a really, really, really great wine department. And that was how I got my start into the industry. I was
literally about to ask.
Yeah,
that's how you started. Yeah.
I was like 21, 22. I was living in Detroit prior the 5 years. I'm from LA though.
Okay.
I'm from LA.
All right.
I did like 5 years in Detroit.
Okay.
And then
we're watching the
yeah.
Detroit Lions and the Rams play right now. I mean, it's a commercial, but
Yeah.
we got that on in the background. We know how to multitask here, you know. But you lived in Detroit, you said, for 5 years?
Like 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I moved back out here because I was just like, man, I need to be out here, and got a job instantly within like 24 hours of being out here at Ralph's.
Yeah.
And
So
then,
like you were just like, I got to get home.
yeah, I just had to be home.
Yeah.
I had to be home because I was out there, and then I like within like 3 years, I was like, let me come back and visit my brothers and stuff, like, you know, my old friends from high school. And I came back and I was just like, and you know, Detroit's a lot better now, but when I was out there, like they were going through like a rebuilding, like trying to rebuild downtown and stuff like that. So it was wasn't like the best. That was when you started hearing stories about all the houses being run down, and you know, it's not a great place to go. Like I love Detroit though. I love the people out there. I had a great time I was out there. But like, you know, as far as things to do and stuff like that, there wasn't much stuff to do. And when I came back out here, I saw, you know, you see all your friends, your family.
Yeah.
It's warm. It doesn't snow. It's like, man, what the hell am I doing in Detroit, man? I'm like, man, like, I'm coming back, man. So for like a year, I just like saved up, and then I just took a ticket, came one way, and I was just like, sorry, Mom, I gotta go home.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, went to Ralph's, and then they wanted to give me a promotion because they saw me working hard. And being like 21, 22, I was like, man, put me where the alcohol is. Like, I want to be over there. Like, that's where the party is at. Put me over there.
Yeah.
And then, my boss was like, well, you can't just go out there and drink. You got to actually learn about the stuff. So, you know, I was
I
like,
didn't come here for that.
yeah. I was like, all right, I guess.
You didn't tell me I had to study.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I just want to just drink Hennessy and Jack Daniels, man. But all right, but then so then they had like a really cool wine steward program at the time, and then every month they would send you out to to train to restaurants and stuff like that. They took me to Napa Valley one time and stuff like that.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so it was really cool, and that's how I got my foot into like at least the wine or the alcohol industry.
Damn.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I did not know that at all. You know, that's actually a really like cool story to hear. I thought of this like Netflix movie at a certain point where you were talking about wine. It's like some about a sommelier.
Okay.
And I thought that was a really cool movie. I don't know if you've seen it, but I don't want to derail us into that. But it was just a really cool thing to hear wine. We don't have many people come on the show and actually talk about wine and say that's where they got their start. So that's really cool because I don't know shit about wine.
Oh, it's
I'm terrible with wine. My palate is horrible. Like if you ask me what my favorite wine is at my job, it's whichever one is your favorite wine is at my job. I don't fucking know.
It could seem pretty scary, or not scary, but just like difficult, because like wine has.
Turn the mic towards you just a little bit.
All right.
There you go.
All right. So, because you know, like usually wine is associated with like, you know, like I don't want to say like a higher standard, but like, you know, when you see wine, you see people, they're smelling it and they're like, oh, I smell 20 different things and I taste 20 more different things, and you're just like, and sometimes like some people might feel intimidated by it, but nah, man, like once you find like the wine that you like or a style that you like, man, then from there you can just branch off and, you know.
But I mean, I like them all. Mm-hmm. It's not that I don't want to make it sound like I don't like wine. Mm-hmm. It's just I don't like it enough to learn more about it and taste all the notes. I'm just like, tastes good.
It's
cool.
Good. That's all you need. That's all you need.
Yeah. Like I haven't really had a wine that I was just like, nah, I don't like that. I just was like, that tastes like grapes.
I've had several. I've had several shitty wines, man. I've had several shitty wines. Yeah.
I would imagine so. If you're into wine, then and you develop that palate, I would imagine so. Yeah. You know, that's like people who like a certain whiskey or a certain tequila or something like that. Like you only get that way if you branch out, because then you start tasting things or experiencing things that you like or don't like. Mm-hmm. You know, I was getting ready to pick up a bottle of mezcal. I was on the way to like a kickback thing or whatever, and I just remember like, oh shit, like reading the different flavor profiles on the mezcals before I went to buy one, because it's on sale. So you think, it's on sale. Mm-hmm. Either it's on sale because this price is like it's that expensive for a reason and it's on sale and I should get it while I should get it. Or now that I know, like, nah, it's just they're pricing the bottle a certain way, you know, depending on how much it costs them or whatever like that. And now they're just trying to move the product. So then I go and I look and I see the tasting notes and I'm like, oh, I don't like any of those.
Yeah.
You know, like, so I can do that with, you know, mezcals because I like them.
Yeah.
You know, and so I feel that all alcohol tends to be intimidating for people. And I think the wine just tends to be the most intimidating because of, as you said, it's associated with a higher class. But I know some shitty wine drinkers too.
Yeah.
You know, barefoot wine is, I'm not saying it's a shitty wine. Don't come from me, barefoot wine drinkers. Like, I'm not saying that. Like,
No,
but I'm just saying that.
Y'all need to step y'all game up some shit. Don't be, man, dude. I get that question a lot. Like when at least now the place I'm at now, people come in and be like, "You have any like wine for like $5 or what's that one with the foot on it?" Like, nah, I'm sorry, we don't sell any of
foot
that,
on
it. Yeah.
I mean, it's bad enough that you got to step on the grapes already. Don't remind me on the bottle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's just been toes in this. I mean, that's what you're into.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's why.
And there's
really
a lot
like
of people in the toes, man.
Huh?
There's a lot of people in the toes. They're out there.
I
There's
get it.
toe people.
I get it.
No.
I'm not a toe guy.
I'm not a toe guy either.
Yeah. I mean, if I like you, if you're into me being into your toes, I'll think about it.
I mean, like,
but I'm not gonna be like, pull those motherfuckers out.
No, I mean, like, I like a cute pair of toes.
Absolutely.
I love a adorable pair of toes.
Absolutely.
But I'm not like I know people who are like, I need to see her toes before anything, and I'm like, bro, nah, ain't that serious, man. Yeah. Ain't that serious, man.
When I saw that in that movie back then, even as a kid, I was like, you gonna disqualify this woman for her toes?
Nah.
Pay for them toes.
Yeah.
Help her fix her feet. That woman's on her feet every day. She was probably a service industry woman, and he fucking disregarded her because of her toes. That was a working class woman, my boy.
I mean, but there's a difference between working class toes and just bad hygiene toes.
Okay, yes, that's absolutely,
you know, like
yes.
you can see someone that they're like, they might have industry toes and their shit is just fucked up, but they're clean and they're smooth, and you're like, oh, you just been working, you've been working like 12-hour days, you know, and then you just then toes that are just like, nah, you just don't bathe. Like, yo, you not like, nah, man, we just not gonna
we need to get you some better shoes, mama.
I know something, man. You need to stop wearing open toe flip-flops, man. Just,
I know that you're only part-time, but you're working 2 jobs. Right. You're on your feet a lot. You need to take care of them. Get you some better shoes. I'm sorry. Yeah. No, I just never got into that too much. But good footwear is always fucking king, dude. Seriously. I need new shoes now. Yeah. I've seen these places. Like, have you ever bought a pair of shoes specifically for work? Yeah.
A couple times. When I worked at UPS, that was my first job actually ever. It was at UPS, and you needed like steel toe boots. Oh, and I don't wear boots. I'm from LA. I wear Chucks and Vans, and like I hated boots. Don't like boots at all. And I had to like buy like boots for that. And then also,
boots are not a thing out here.
Yeah,
I bought a pair of boots a couple years ago. I've never worn them.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm from the East Coast, so I still had that in me, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna do boots, and I bought a pair, and them motherfuckers might still have the tag on them. I ain't even gonna lie. It's been a couple years.
No, I can't.
I used to wear boots behind the bar, and I give it to people who still do that. I mean, for like our female peers that wear boots behind the bar, I get why they do it, because like they're super fucking comfortable, and you're just on a platform. I'm assuming. I don't know. I've never worn female boots before, but you know, for some of the guys that just wear boots, I used to think it was weird until I did it. And then I was like, oh no, everybody's different. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like it when it's not that I don't like it. I used to not like it when they would be like, oh, you have to have non-slip. And then I busted my ass trying to go get a bottle of Don Julio. I think I've said that on the pod before, but man, I was like, all right, yeah, you got to get non-slip.
Those things don't work, man.
Yeah.
Those things don't work. That was the next thing I was going to say. I bought some non-slip shoes one time because I worked, this when I was like in between jobs and stuff, and I worked at a coffee place, but it was like a Earth Cafe.
No, I haven't heard of that
So
one.
Earth Cafe is it's like a mid tier to higher tier like coffee place out here. There's several locations, but they also serve food. So like they cooking stuff in the back, and then there's a lot of like oil and stuff going like nice worth the register, so that you need like non-slip shoes.
Oh shit, if
So
there's
I
oil
need
involved.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, dude, and I was busting my ass all the time in there, man. So yeah, I know non-slips, those things don't work, man. Not like they advertise at least.
right. I mean, well, have you ever like spent extra amount of money on a pair of work shoes? I guess is the way I should have asked it.
Oh, okay.
You know, like have you bought like a pair of like non-slip work shoes, you know, like say they're from a site? Because I've been seeing a lot of like sites popping up lately, like, nah, these are the shoes you need if you're working in the service industry and this and that. And I'm like, I've spent money on shoes like that before and still busted my shit.
Yeah.
So
Now mine was just from like whatever little cheap book that the company had. They're like, oh, this is the book you get the shoes from. Like, I was like, how much are those? Like $30. All right, man, just give me those, man.
yeah, you fell for that.
Yeah, I fell for that, man.
Yeah,
but at
don't
the
fall
same
for
time,
that.
it was like I was broke, man. Like I didn't $30 was like a lot, you know,
Yeah.
like like $30 like that.
Shit, technically
know.
it still is.
Yeah, you know, so yeah, you're right. You're right. You know,
I know
so
some places trying to charge that for a cocktail, and I'm like,
that's ridiculous, man.
motherfucker,
That's
really?
ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Man.
I remember I went to that's funny. I went to 7 grand for the first time ever. A girl took me to 7 grand, and we got like 2 rounds each or something like that, you know. And I was just happy that she like was like, oh, you invited me out, you know,
Yo,
like
bro,
you know,
I don't
like
know if
whiskey.
you saw my face. I was
Yeah,
like, you got
like-
invited out?
Yeah, I got invited out, man. I was
Holy
like,
fuck.
I was like, yo, I was happy to just be out. Like, girl, she was cute, super cool, super cool.
Did you record the night? You got to document that.
Nah, it was like but the
that's
thing
for
was-
that's for the books right there.
But the thing
Oh, my
was,
God.
it was like, I was like, cause like we got like 2 cocktails each, and at 7 grand they're kind of expensive, and these weren't like no ordinary like just Jack and Cokes. They were like off the menu, fancy stuff, and I was just like, at the end of the day, I'm like, oh no, I got it. Don't worry about it. I got it, man. Like you know, thanks for inviting me out, man. And I got that bill. She was like $80-$90, and I was like.
Yeah.
And it also too was like when I said I got it, she was just like okay, and I was just like damn, she said
Yep.
okay kind of quick, like why she
Hey.
say, and then I got the bill and I'm like oh
Hey,
fucking got me,
ah,
got me,
you got, bro.
yeah, got yeah. So
Yo, shit,
I do
she
not-
invited you out. and
she
you were
invited
like,
me
I'm
out.
gonna be
man.
a gentleman.
I'm gonna be
You
a
were
gentleman,
like,
man. You know.
damn, these are gentleman prices. It's like, God damn, being a gentleman costs
Yeah,
money,
I'm about
bro.
to go back to being an asshole.
Yo,
Fuck
for
this.
real, it's cheaper.
It is.
Yo, when I see those shirts and they're like assholes live forever, it's like, yeah, because they can afford it.
Man.
They're not paying for all these goddamn dates.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus, man. Like it's rough out there.
Yeah.
Like being on this side of it and you know, watching these dates happen and everything like that, it's rough.
So,
it's
like,
rough to watch.
You being behind the bar, how many first dates have you seen? And how many first dates have you seen go well and go south?
Countless in both. I mean, countless. Like I haven't had too many that have been where they've gone off the rails or anything like that. But I mean, yeah, I mean, shit, we just had, I don't even know if it was a first date or not. It just felt like one, but we just had someone come into the bar, I want to say 2 weeks ago. And, you know, it was a guy and a girl, and the guy was just being a fucking prick. Like such a fucking douchebag, man. And we were all just minding our business. Now it was me and 2 other women behind the bar. So they're listening to the way that he is talking to the woman that he's with, and they're just like, dude, fuck this piece of shit. Like they just can't wait for him to fucking leave the venue kind of deal. And then he started getting loud with her. Like disrespectfully loud, to the point where they stepped in, both of them, like, yo, don't talk to her like that. Like, chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
And then when he was getting ready to walk out, he zeroed in on them and tried to say, oh, yeah, that's why your bar is empty. Have a good day, this and that. Like, trying to get the last word with them. And as soon as I saw him, like, he's like, you know, when you see, like, an animal in the wild and they kind of get their hair up and you know they're going to say something. So I could already tell. It's like, oh, he's going to try to get the last word as a man. So I'm just standing there and I'm like waiting for him to say what he's going to say. And as soon as he gets the first words out, I let them get their response, which was like, oh yeah, I forgot what they said, but they gave it back to him.
Yeah.
As they should. Fuck that. Fuck you, you fucking piece of shit. For one, but also fuck that.
Yeah, yeah.
And, I let them say their part. And when he tried to respond to them, I was like, oh, it's kind of funny how like you're trying to talk to two women that way after talking to another woman that way. I'm standing right here. So, and I'm telling you to leave too. So, and he just ignored me the whole time. Just zeroed in on them. Of course. Zeroed in on them. And it's like, fuck you, man. Like, that's why you ain't getting no pussy later. Like, right there. Yeah. Even if that isn't a first date, because they still walked out together. So I'm assuming they have some kind of ties. But it's like, you're not getting laid after that, bro. It's embarrassing. Mm-hmm. It's really fucking embarrassing. I just need people to stop embarrassing themselves when they go out in public. It's getting sad. It's really getting sad. Take another minute, breathe, woosah, whatever, but like stop bringing all of that energy outdoors. Go get therapy. I don't know. Maybe we need to be sponsored by BetterHelp or some shit. Hey, BetterHelp, reach out. Fuck it. You know what I mean?
I've never done therapy, but I've had a lot of people tell me it helps.
It does. And part of what I notice is that a lot of people use their bartender as their therapist.
They do.
They really fucking do.
Yeah.
I know far too many things that I've never wanted to know, and I wish I could forget. I really, really fucking do.
Without any names, what was like a crazy therapy story that was like that was told to you unnecessarily, that you were just like, yo,
I don't even, it's not even like a therapy story. Like, it was a therapy life. I had a guy, this was back when I lived in Seattle, and I had a guy where I worked had a huge office building above it. It was a plaza. And I mean, I'm talking like over 30 stores kind of deal. And then everything else around us is just a business area. So I get all these business people who come in, and the bar I was at, very busy bar at night. Very big on entertainment kind of deal. So a lot of people knew about it, but during the day, especially earlier during the day, it's ghost town because everyone's at work, right? So I was, of course, the bartender that was working those shifts. I had all my regulars, all the people I would talk to. And one of the guys that was there, he worked for this big company that I won't say. And he would come in and tell me all the time about all the times he was cheating on his wife and show me all the photos and all the videos that I never asked to see. He'd bring some of them in. One of them was someone who, and most of them, he worked with them all as well. So I'm just hearing all this, like, I mean, bro, it was bad, man. And then eventually it got to a point where one night he brought his wife in. And I was just like, bruh, this is fucking awkward.
Yeah.
You just showed me a video yesterday of one of your coworkers giving you head in your car. All right, what the fuck?
It's just like,
I got to go get her an extra side of ranch.
Yeah.
Because you gave all of yours out yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just kind of like rude on his part for putting you in that situation. Like,
yeah,
it's like, yeah, like you're your bartender, you're saying all this stuff, but to put you in that situation where you have to sit there and talk to his wife and act like you don't know what's going on and stuff like that, like that's kind of a selfish thing, man. I don't like people like that.
She knew my name.
Yeah. So he already talked about you. Oh, that's.
Really, dog?
Yeah.
But he tipped well. I'll keep your secrets, bro. I was like, I'm sorry, man. Like, I'm sorry. That's not my.
Hey, I'm gonna see you tomorrow. Tip of y'all,
bro.
Have a good night, man,
bro. And I would, at first you try to like talk somebody out of stuff like that and that kind of behavior. You ask kind of probing questions, but eventually you just find out that this person just has some issues that they just never worked through. And alcohol is one of their releases. And cheating is one of their releases, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? And those are the things that you have to hold in at 2:00 in the afternoon, you know, and still, and then talk to the next person and be like, yo, so what can I get for you today? But you have to process everything you just saw. Oh, watch this. All right, what can I get for you today?
Did he at least ask you, did you want to see it?
No, nobody ever asked. Nobody ever asked me anything. It just happens, man. It just happens. It always does. I'm just one of those bartenders.
No one has manners no more, man. Like, you can at least ask, man. Like,
oh,
I'm saying, so he could at least ask you to be like, hey, do you want to see this? Instead of just popping out like, yo, look at this porn. Like,
bro, I kid you not, 2 nights ago, I was talking with someone, and they were telling me a story about how someone had sent them text messages that they were like, I didn't really ask for this. Why did they send me this? And I was like, because you keep responding. I was like, dead ass, you keep responding. He's like, but I only respond to like every once in a blue moon. I was like, that's it. You're still on the hook. You're still on the hook. I don't respond. You send me some shit. Brother, I barely got your call. You know what I'm saying? Because the way I have my phone set up is like, I don't need anybody disturbing my peace. I deal with enough when I'm on the clock. So for, this person to be like, okay, this is on my phone. You sent me this. You texted me this. That feels like such a fucking violation. But you still have to be nice to that person because they still come into the bar. Yeah. And they still spend money. And they are friendly, so they are considered a friend. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like they've sent you some shit that you're like, yo, do I need to report you? It's just like, okay, I didn't ask to see that. But sometimes people just they want to release somewhere, and they think that you could be that person because you're their therapist for the amount of time that they're having their cocktail. Yeah. And it's like, nah, bro, like this is a vent session, not a therapy session. Like, I'm not here to fix all your problems. I'm just here to make you a drink and listen to you while you talk to me about them.
Just nod my head and go, yo, that's crazy. Another round? Yo.
Bro, do you just see that play? Like, that's one of mine. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, speaking of football, I mean, you got your Niner gang stuff on.
Yeah, man. I mean? They disappoint me every year, but I still love them, man. They disappoint me every year.
Hey, at least they're doing something. I used to have a team. I don't no more because they fucking suck. And but shout out to Erica as well. I know she watches too. Love Erica. Like, that's Niner gang all day as well. So I remember we were talking about like recording. You were like, I can't record tomorrow because the Niners are on.
Oh yeah. I can't watch. There's only one person I watch Niner games with, and that's my homie. That's the person we travel to road games for. But like, I can't just watch games with any non-Niner. You're not allowed. Like, you got to be a Niner and you got to be cool, But other than that, man, like I just rather just sit at home and watch it alone. I can't go to the bar. I tried doing the bar stuff. I can't do that no more. So I just really enjoy just watching it at home or with my friend.
Yeah.
So,
and I remember when so just a little backstory. I actually had planned to open with that, and then we just went right into it. So that's on me. Sorry, guys. How me and you we've known each other for like 3 years.
I think it's longer than that, man.
No, it's 3 because I've only been here for 3. It's a little over 3, but I mean, it's been 3 years. I moved out here in 2021.
Okay.
But it was summer 2021.
Okay.
And Mescalero was my job. RIP to Mescalero. I don't count the Long Beach location. I've never been there. Yeah. I don't know you. You know what I mean? That's like your half sister.
Yeah. Right? When you never met.
I don't even know you, motherfucker. Get out of here. But you like I said, like I told you off camera, and this is one of those things I definitely want to make sure I set up here because maybe some other people can like connect with that. Is sometimes you have people that like they come into your bar and it's like they're not a regular. So you don't look at them as like a regular, and you don't look at them as like an associate, like they're someone that's far off or something like that. You look at them as like, all right, cool. Like that's my homie. That's my motherfucker. Like I told you earlier, like if I saw you on the side of the road, I'm pulling over. You know what I'm saying? Or if I see you somewhere, I'm not gonna like breeze past you and act like I didn't see you, like other people. And a lot of times you form those bonds within this industry while serving someone a drink, serving them food, getting to know them. That's how I found out about you being such a Niner fan, because I told you, like, I used to live in AZ, and you're like, nah, fuck the Cardinals and this and that. I was like, of course, fuck the Cardinals. I feel that, you know what I mean? And yeah, it's just one of those things, like, that's the plus side. You know, we just talked about how like you have to deal with all these other things. The plus side of this industry is being able to make connections and make friends, you know, over a game watching. Oh, nice interception. That was pretty good. That was pretty good in the end zone too.
Right before the half.
Yeah,
that was
trying too hard.
That might be the whole deciding factor of the game.
Yeah, trying too hard just before the half. Man. Anyway,
I mean, as long as the Rams lose, because they're in my division,
exactly.
so
Thank you for bringing it back.
Let's go,
Thank
Detroit.
You for bringing it back.
But
I thought that was really cool how you travel to go see your team. That was when I had a team, something that I really wanted to do when I had a team, you know. But my team was like an East Coast team and not a good team, and so I was just like, I'm not traveling for that bullshit. But
I get it. Yeah, my friend that I travel with, it was just one of those things where it was just like, as soon as I met him, you know, we just bonded. We bonded over football. It wasn't even like anything else. We bonded over football. It was just literally just we both lived in the same building. And
do you still, or you just did at the time?
At the time, when I first met my friend, we both lived in the same building. And I seen him a couple times before, and we never really spoke. And I was like, yeah, man, this dude kind of an asshole, whatever. And then we both get our mail at the same time, and he had like a Niner chain. So I was like, oh, you a Niner fan? And then he looked at me, he was like, yeah. And I was like, I am too. And he was like, you want to watch a game? And I'm like, you know what? Hell yeah. I've been wanting to watch a game. And he's like, all right. He was like that. And then we just been, ever since then, man, we just been like cool ass friends. We watched so many seasons together. And there's no other person because you know, like when you get to, you ever like meet a friend, and as soon as you see them, you just start busting out laughing for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
And it's just like that type of vibe. You know, we just crack jokes and like, you know, and but yeah, we've been, you know, and that's how and then it was one of those things where we was like, hey man, you want to go to a road game I'm like, hell yeah. I've never been to a football game. Let's go.
Oh shit.
So we went
so how long ago was this though?
I think 2019 was my first game. 2019 or 2018 was my first game. And we went to the season opener in Minnesota. And ever since then, we were just like, you know, we're going to do this every year. Let's go to at least one city, maybe two cities if we can, and let's try to go to every single stadium and stuff like that. So I've been to Minnesota, Arizona, Denver, Nashville. I went to Pittsburgh last year. And I've done the Coliseum and SoFi. I might be missing one more, but about 7 or 8 different stadiums and stuff, man. Yeah. So, yeah, man, we diehard fan, man. You know, diehard fan, and I say like, yeah, they disappoint me every time, but I still love them, man. They you know, that's my team, man.
I feel that. I used to be, you know, a diehard fan, and actually in 2019, I did a trip where, you know, like I went to a couple different countries because I, you know, really wanted to get out of the country at some point and just experience some other stuff. And I planned it around the team playing in London because I was like, oh, it's an NFL game in London. My favorite team's never been there. I've never been there. I'm going to go. And I actually invited my homie, who's like that one homie, like no matter what, as soon as I see him, that's it. And he's not a football fan.
Oh, okay.
But he ended up trying to get into football at a certain time because, you know, just what he was going through in his life. He was home a lot at the time, just as like I said, pre-pandemic. So, you know, he was home all the time, like that. Like his life was one way and there was another way. It was a big adjustment. And one of the things he did was he was watching football because I've always been huge into football, but you know, I had my favorite team. My team was playing good that year. They ended up going to the Super Bowl. So he was like, I'm gonna try to be a fan too. Like, you know, something we could bond over. You know what I mean? And so I was like, bruh, I'm gonna go to London. You want to go? And so, I mean, I didn't pay for the whole thing, but I paid for as much as I could to make it a little easier for him to be able to go. And we went to a couple different countries, but London was one of them. We went to an NFL game, and motherfucker barely watched it. You know what I mean? But it was a really, really good fucking time. And I remember how it felt back then, you know, see my team, see them in the stadium and everything. That was just a really cool vibe, man.
How was it watching a game, an NFL game in a different country?
It was interesting, man. It was very interesting. It was very, I don't want to say alienating, but, you know, as a person of color going to London, you don't know where to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, just like any other country you go to, it's like, okay, where am I safe?
Yeah.
Like, I know where everyone's safe, but where am I safe? You know, but being in the service industry, I was like, okay, let me reach out to certain people or look at certain places and look at certain things. So I kind of had an idea of what to do and where to go. Mm-hmm. So watching an NFL game at the stadium.
Try this margarita you made.
Watching a game at an NFL, like at a stadium in a different country, was just interesting because you hear these fans who were really into the NFL and they were really learning a lot about the NFL and they were just really fucking cool. But then when they heard we were Americans and we were visiting, they were like, hey, do you want to come back to our pad? It was fucking weird, man. It was like, what are you trying to do to me, bro?
Yeah.
Like, me and him laugh about that to this day because like the people we were sitting next to were just really like, they seemed like swingers or some shit.
Oh, they probably were, man.
Yeah,
they probably some English swingers.
You never know, man. You never know.
Man,
you never know.
I mean, like, besides the swinging part, when you went, because I know, like, when they were in Germany, there's a lot of soccer fans in Europe, you know?
Yes.
So they have a lot of, like, chants, and they get really loud, and, like, I heard the games are much more intense. Were they doing that out there?
Not really, because NFL doesn't have that kind of
okay. Because like I heard in Germany they were doing that. Like when they played
I
like a year or two ago in Germany, they were like doing like they were just like they had their own little chants that they were doing, you know, and they were like super like and then they sang that one
Sweet Caroline.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah,
that's really cool. That's really cool. Like a sport like that reminds me a lot of what our industry is. Because it shows the appeal of being able to bring so many people together.
Yeah.
You know, to just have a good time, to have a drink, to have some food. You know what I mean? Where are you watching sports? You're watching at a pub or a sports bar and you just want to hang around other people. Maybe they like nothing beats going to a bar and then finding some people in that bar who are on the same like team as you because you see the jersey and you're like, oh, I'm hanging with these motherfuckers. Yeah. You don't even know who they are.
You know, it's crazy. And it's also the reason why I do road games. It's because of that reason. It's like, I mean, if you've never, like, if anyone's out there that's never done a road game, I'd highly recommend it because number one, it's kind of like a short little mini vacation. It's a new city you've never been to. You can see something new. But then also, like, there's people who I've met in different cities. We just happen to be Niner fans. And we're just like walking on the street and you're like, Niners, what's up? You out here for the game? I'm out here for the game too. Where you from? I'm from LA. Oh, I'm from like, some dude was from like New York one time. I was like, oh, I'm from New York. Oh, where y'all going? Like, I'm just trying to find a bar. We're like, we're going to one over here. Like, and then you just create this bond. And then you come to find out these people are super cool. And it's like, and then I still keep in touch with some people who live in different states. And then every year it's just like, I don't talk to them at all. Football season's over, I talk to them at all. But once the season starts or whatever, they go, you hit any games this year? Like, you know, I'm thinking about going to this game. You want to meet up? It's kind of like, you just create like a little,
you just want to have one more person in the room.
So,
one more person in the room for sure.
Yeah. I met a couple cool people in Nashville that I still talk to. I met someone out here from Arizona that you know, like, even after that, like, I know quite a few people in Arizona who are Niner fans.
Oh yeah. Niner gang is deep out there because there's so many people who leave California and just go to Arizona, which is why Arizona, they hate that because they knew what was going to happen, ended up happening. The prices went up.
Yeah.
I mean, it costs the same there as it does here now, but at least we got an oceanside view.
Yeah.
I keep telling my friends, come over here with me, man. You might as well. The prices are already caught up to you. Like, what else? What else do you have to live over there for?
Yeah, once
Cardinals?
that what's that when everyone started moving to Phoenix, and the Phoenix got like I think
That's what I mean.
yeah.
That's what I mean. Like Phoenix is just the prices have just blown the fuck up. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy what's been going on, man. But there's all that money there because people go there and they party. It's known as one of those party
Parties,
cities.
yeah.
Phoenix, Scottsdale, everyone knows you can just go
like-
there and fuck off.
I
and
like
just party.
Scottsdale because that's what it was. Because I had when I went to Scottsdale, I had no idea what it was. It was just that me and my friend went to the game in Arizona. We stayed in Scottsdale.
Of course.
Yeah, and he was just like, he knew what it was about, but he didn't tell me. He was just like, and then I was just like, oh shit, like I was like, oh, because ASU is right down the street. You know, I was like, oh, it's a party, it's a college city. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it's fun if you meet up with the right crowd and figure out the nice places to go and everything, and then catch the right bouncers. 'Cause that's one thing I hate about Arizona. I hate or about Phoenix in general. Phoenix and Scottsdale. It's like, depending on where you want to go, depending on that bouncer, if they're racist, you can't get in.
Oh, for real?
It's really fucking bad, man. It's really bad. There would be a lot of times where I'd be in a group of people and we'd all be wearing the same thing, but I'd be the only black person. And they'd be like, oh, you can't get in. And it'd be like, because of this. And they're like, oh, but I got in with that. Yeah, no, but he can't get in with that.
That sucks how
Like,
I
we
mean,
have to bribe bouncers to get me in
I
sometimes.
mean, I
That
can't
was crazy.
speak for other races, but I only hear the story when it comes to like black people, man. Because like that's happened to me a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember happened to me. I was in Pasadena, and I was just happened to be around. Me and my homies were hanging out, and all of them are like Hispanic and stuff. And it was like a group of us. It was like guys and girls. We're in the group, and then the bouncer sees me with them talking. We all go to the line. He lets everyone in and just stops me. And it was just like really? And I'm trying to talk to my friends, but they're all like not looking back because they're all in party mode, and I'm stuck out there for another 15 minutes, not letting me in. And and I had to talk to the bouncer, let them know I'm actually a cool guy, and I'm actually with them. And then
it's crazy when you have to pull out your own credentials.
Yeah, it's stupid. Yeah. I remember one time some dude stopped me for wearing Chucks. For wearing Chucks, right? And I thought like, oh, they're just like, but they're like just like regular. Was I wearing no? And I was wearing Vans. I think my friend was wearing Chucks. Anyway, those are the shoes that we were wearing. And then it was for a birthday, so I called my homie. I'm like, hey, you inside? He's like, yeah. I'm like, what shoes you got on? I got Chucks on. I'm like, dog. So then I'm trying, and then it was like I don't know what kind of club it was, but the bouncers out there telling me no. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to be cool with them, and I'm talking to them, trying to be nice. I'm like, all right. So my homie comes out there, and I'm like, yo, and he's trying to like not even look. And I'm like, all right, whatever, dude. And then we're about to leave, and then this drunken group comes out, and they're all wearing like Nike Air Force Ones and like Jordans and stuff like that. And then one of the dudes is like really drunk, and he's like getting into the bouncer's face. I'm like, oh man, I don't know, like that. And you see the bouncer around like, man, like he get something, he's sick of it. And I'm like, dude, I've been cool the whole night, man. I'm just trying to go in for a birthday, man. And he was just like, all right, man, you gotta go in. But like, even that had to happen, right? It was just like
you had to have all of these qualifying factors just to be able to walk inside.
Just to get in,
even though you were with a group of people that walked in.
Yeah,
but you had to qualify. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Yeah. It's crazy. And I've had that happen while working in the industry. And one time I had it happen, and one of my former managers was the GM of that establishment.
Wow.
And he had to come out and be like, yeah, I invited all of them here. This entire group of people is allowed in, including him. Like, what the? It's fucking wild.
I didn't know Arizona was like that, though. I mean, I could see it, though. Like, I could see it. I just, when I went, I didn't experience it, but I could definitely see it. It's, it's Arizona. I've heard quite a couple things about Arizona, so.
Yeah. It's, Arizona is the largest, what do they call it? after dark.
Oh,
Like,
really?
Yeah, like
It's
to
like
me,
the Koreatown of. It's like Arizona is the Koreatown of out here because like
yeah.
Koreatown is like the most like after hours like.
Oh no, I
uh,
meant like don't be out at when
oh, you're
it's
talking
dark.
about like just when the sun
Yeah,
goes down, don't even
yeah,
be
don't be
out.
out.
Oh wow,
Sundown town.
sundown. Okay,
Arizona is a sundown town.
okay,
That's the way it feels to me.
yeah.
That's literally, I lived there for 17 years, damn near, I think 14, 17, somewhere in there. But that's the way it feels. It really feels that way. And a lot of places feel that way. And that really sucks. But like I said earlier, I did travel around the world. One of the places I did go to was the Philippines. And that's when I found out about Jollibee. And I remember we were talking about Jollibee earlier. And I don't go to this one over here because my food is always cold.
Always old,
Cold every fucking time. How are you giving me cold chicken? Come on, bro.
Never had
I don't
Jollibee
understand
before.
how you could do that. But that was the first place I saw it, and I was like, "What is this Jollibee thing?" It's like, "Oh no, it's
yeah.
fucking Filipino fried chicken. It's fucking fire, bro. It's fire." And I miss because when they opened this one, it's
not like that
Well,
out
it's
there.
not like the one in the Philippines. Obviously, it's not gonna be like that. But I'm just saying, like, it's right down in the same plaza or in the same structure. That's
Yeah.
where I work. So I wanted it to be good. I was waiting for that motherfucker to open for like a year. And all they give me is cold chicken,
that's
bro.
terrible.
All they give me is cold
That's
chicken.
terrible.
And I
'Cause it's
used
like
to have
that-
a homie that used to be security there. And I had worked with her for like 2 or 3 months at this other place that I told you about when we were walking. I was like, oh, I worked at this one place that closed down. And when she saw that I was working like close to her, she would bring me the food that people would order that they wouldn't pick up. So she just drop off like, it's like Santa Claus, my nigga, like just dropping off fucking fried chicken. That shit was fucking fire, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking fire. I mean, then it's okay for the chicken to be cold, but you know,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
I order it and I'm standing in line for 20
And you
minutes
get it
and
right
give
when you
to
order
me
it,
and it's cold,
that's
there's a
terrible.
problem. Like
Yeah.
you guys step it up, Jollibee. Like
Yeah, that's
y'all
terrible.
gotta step it up.
I don't know what y'all doing over there, Jollibee, but yeah, y'all can't be serving no cold chicken. That's
Nah,
just
man, come on
disrespectful.
now.
So many
Nah,
levels.
Not with these prices.
Yeah.
You were saying you had a Jollibee thing too, right?
Well, it was like I was when you were telling me about it, I wasn't sure where your story was going. I didn't know if it was going industry or just like a chicken story or nothing like that.
I mean, it was a chicken industry story.
Chicken story.
It really was.
Yeah, 'cause you asked
because my bar is open.
Yeah.
So she would walk by and she see him, she just drop off a bag of chicken.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's great. No, because you told me, have I ever heard of Jolly Bean? And I'm like, or you say, have I ever had it? And I'm like, no, I never had it, but I heard of it. And I only heard about it recently. Like, I've seen, like, walking by it, never went in there, but I just, like, recently seen it because it's, like, I guess, like, the biggest chicken place in the Philippines. It's, like, their equivalent to, like, KFC or something like that.
It's like McDonald's, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's everywhere.
Everywhere,
It's
right?
Like it's their KFC, but it's their McDonald's because they serve like spaghetti and mango pies and like just.
Okay.
I don't know how you sell all of that and burgers. Like they just do whatever the fuck they want.
So I heard about it because there's this guy that travels to like different parts of the world and like tries like some of the wildest food ever. So this episode was about Jollibee, and in the Philippines, I guess they have this area where it's like the slums where like it's like if you live in this area, I forget what they call it, but it's like it's they got like their own rules. Like it's just a lot of like just poverty like crazy, and a lot of times people can't afford food, right? So what they do is they go to like the dumpsters of Jollibee, right? And they grab a bunch of food, and then they whatever the food that's been thrown out or discarded, they take that food, recook it, and make it into like a completely new dish. It's called like something naan or something like that, but it's like they make it into a completely new dish, and they usually use whatever food they can, but because Jollibee is the biggest food company out there, that's usually what's most available. So when you said Jollibee, like that's the story that popped in my mind. I was like, oh, that's that, story that guy saw. Da, da, da. So that was my Jollibee story.
Honestly, thank you for saying that because you actually brought something back from my childhood. So for those out there thinking like, oh, they're taking dumpster food and turning it into something else and everything. So that was a big thing with I don't know if it still is, but it was a big thing in the 90s for like McDonald's and stuff. So when these restaurants are throwing out food, they're throwing out bags of just one item and they're sealed. So it's like sausage patties. Oh, it's just a bag of sausage patties. It's like a big ass Ziploc bag of sausage patties that they just throw in the dumpster as is, and whatever other items. So, you know, it does sound fucking wild to hear that people are doing that and repurposing it. And, I mean, you said they're selling it.
Yeah, but they're selling it, on the low because it's like it's
That's
because people can't afford.
That's wild work.
Because like in this,
I get it.
In this town of poverty, like people can't afford to go to McDonald's.
Right.
They can't afford to eat even eat at Jolly Bean or whatever. So it's like they get this food. You know, they have someone that works for them, like whoever the head chef is. Someone goes out, they go dumpster diving or bag diving, and they'll pick out the best meats, pull that to the side. They bring the best meats over to the person to cook, take that, and they'll make it like a stew, and they'll just mix all this stuff in, and then make it into a completely new dish. And to the guys, what he said when he tried it, he said it tasted good. He said, you know, he didn't get sick. You know, he tried it. He said it tasted good. He said it just tasted just like, you know, like chicken.
So that's what I mean as far as how it took me back to my own childhood is when I grew up, the foster family I lived with, the woman worked at a McDonald's, and at a certain point she would start bringing home those bags, but she would grab them before they went in the dumpster. That was her cutoff period. Like once it was in the dumpster, she's like, and that was only because she was old. She's like, I'm too old to be going into a dumpster. Like, fuck that. We were poor. And she just was like, yo, I get the bags before they throw it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'll take whatever food, and then she would bring like bags of, like I said, sausage patties. You know what I mean? Like, hey, this is what I got. You know what I mean? I grew up eating fucking McDonald's. That's why I don't eat fast food now, man. I can't stand that shit, bro. Can't stand that shit. That shit fucks me up. Like it takes me.
Yeah, I can't. I can't eat fast. Even though ever since that Taco Bell Cantina opened up, I'm hitting up late night when I'm like drunk and stuff because it's just open and then they serve drinks too, and it's just it's all bad.
I've never been, but I've had their food like 4 times because people keep bringing it to my house. You almost did because I was late coming out there to get you. And you were almost at Taco Bell putting in your order by the time I got down there, man.
I'm like, I never want to go there, but it's just like it's just convenient. It
wasn't meant to be.
It's just convenient, man, and it's just like, you know, and yeah, man. And that place now, since they started serving alcohol, like I don't know what states they're in, but in California, certain Taco Bells sell alcohol, and it's dangerous.
Yeah. I do think that bill will get passed towards the end of the year, where they make it to where you can have open containers in certain areas, because like California needs it. This industry really needs it. Like we need to get people back out, you know, eating and drinking and everything, like responsibly, but like we need to get people back out having a good time again.
Yeah, we really do. True. Especially for downtown. Downtown is taking a big dive.
And if we're feeling it, how are other places? You know what I mean? But before we close out and everything, like I just wanted to get as we do with everybody when we bring them on, we got to get your red flags, man. So let's start off with customers first. Like, what are your red flags? What's your red flag for a customer?
My red flags for customers, people just want to talk too much, man. You know, like they just want to like at least for like where I work at, man. You get those people that like you know they want to talk about everything that's going on, or like
or show you videos that you didn't want to see.
Yeah, you don't want to see those, you know. Or like there's like a few customers that come in and like I'm cool and I'm nice. I'm never mean or nothing like that. But usually they're kind of like usually a little bit older, so I don't know. They probably don't get out the house that much. So when they come in, they just want to talk about everything. Yeah, and, you know, and it's like that. It's like anytime you want to just and then you don't get the signs of like you don't want to talk. You know,
you got to do that with the right person.
Yeah,
you know, like me, I remembered. I don't remember. I think their name was like Floyd and Patty or something, but this older couple, you know, 8 years ago when I was bartending, used to come in on Fridays for the fish and chips and tell me about how they would travel the world and everything. I was like, but this is the environment for that. I'm at the bar to listen to that. Where you work is not the place for that.
It's not that. I've had people literally like I got their stuff, they're cool, and then they just linger, and they're just like, yeah, oh, I've never seen this sign before. What's this sign? Like the same sign I was here yesterday. It was the same sign that's been here for the last 5 years. All it says is,
you can come back and see it tomorrow.
Yeah, he's gonna be there.
And talk to the other bartender about it.
It just says, don't bring a bag inside. That's all it says. But yeah. And then and then also like when I work late night sometimes, usually like the young drunk crowd that comes in, and anytime you ask for like fireball, I'm about to say, I was good. Yeah, you asking for a fireball, buzz balls,
the buzz ball crowd.
Yeah, any of that bullshit. First of all, if you're gonna come in and you're gonna ask for fireball or buzz balls, I'm IDing you off a rip. I don't care how old you look. You're people who are young.
The fact that balls is in the title, that's a young thing, because only kids drink stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not even gonna say it.
Yeah.
Preemptive pause. Like fuck that. I don't want to drink something that has that in the title.
Yeah.
Like I just don't. And it's just nothing but sugar.
Nothing but sugar.
Nothing but
terrible.
sugar.
It's terrible. It's sugar and it's malt liquor. It's not even like good liquor. It's malt liquor.
Sugar and malt. It's a milkshake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, JR Rockets.
Basically. Oh. What's the flag? It's a touchdown.
That is a good celebration. It better stand, because that's a good celebration. Oh, he's still going.
All right, Detroit.
Bruh, imagine celebrating for that long and then turning around, they're like, oh, it's coming back.
I know. Nah, he looked like he like about to cry, so like it might be on him.
I don't know. You never know.
No,
they're still celebrating.
Defense. Touchdown.
That's like when you make a drink and they're like, I can't taste the alcohol. And then you do a test and you're like, oh shit, I forgot to put it in. It's like, I already fucked up, man. Damn, he had to wait for that.
Yeah.
He got tackled because he had to wait. Yeah. Bruh, don't even. You saw him going airborne. Let it go. Just let him have it. But, red flag. So, red flag for like coworkers.
Coworkers.
Yeah, let's close out with that. We got a couple minutes left. Damn, that's a long ass pause for everyone out there. The show didn't end yet.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to think, man, because usually I give every coworker the benefit of the doubt, man.
Yeah.
Even no matter how quirky or whatever that everyone's different. So I give them the benefit of the doubt, but if you're someone that always goes to management for everything, I don't like those people. They're like, it's something that could be easily handled or done or solved right here, but you want to sit there and go to management for every little small thing, which I know they don't even want to deal with. And it's so one of those.
Yeah, I agree with that. I just noticed that it looks like I'm like completely sunk in. Figure fouring myself. I'm just a big brown mess for a whole episode. That's fine. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. It's free. Yeah, I just was having a fucking flashback when I was listening to that. That was rough. That was a rough one. That's like something I'm currently dealing with right now. Is one of those motherfuckers who just like loves to try to run the management, and it's like, but bruh, you're the problem.
I had a coworker.
You're the problem, but you run the management so much. It's like either we gotta fire you or try to just deal with you. And in this fucking state, especially, like you can't just fire people for no reason. And I'm not saying that anyone should be. I'm just saying, like, bruh, you don't gotta go run the daddy for everything, man.
Dude, we had
just holla at me for a second. We can handle this.
Yeah. But I don't know what their issue is. I had a coworker though, man, that was like that did it and it got to the point where it was like we would warn people, like people would be like, yeah, but just be careful on that one. That one, she always runs the management and does all that. She's a snitch, man. She's gonna sit there and do whatever you do. She's gonna tell someone, man.
Damn.
And literally, like I added her my, because you have your coworkers, like I had to change her name to what her nickname was, and I put it in there, and we used to like, I don't think she's gonna watch this, but whatever. Her name was Christina. and I switched her name to Snitch Dina. Snitch Dina, dude. I was just like, man, and I was just like, you know what, like you're not even. I can't even have you in my phone as a regular name. Snitch Dina, man. And everyone was calling her that because like it was like it would be over like dumb stuff. It would just be like it would be you like something would happen and then she'd be like, oh well, you know, you have to sit there and do this or that step. And I'm like, no, it's cool. Like, don't worry about it. Like, you know, like I got it. Everything's going to be fine. Like, you know, this is my customer. Like, I know him, you know, and then it's just like, you know, you do your thing. And then someone comes around like, hey, like, you know, I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, yo,
See,
what the?
but here's the problem I have. Oh shit, buzzer's going to go off in a second. But here's the problem I have. A lot of times those people who do that, they're the ones going around the rules more than anyone else.
Yeah.
They're just trying to cover their ass. It's like, well, the variance is already going to be off because of everything I do. So I need to keep everybody else in line so that I can cut the corners that I need to cut.
Yeah.
Because the only way I can cut these corners is if everyone else is not cutting any corners.
Yeah.
Like, just period. I need to get up and stop this before it starts going over the track. But if you can elaborate just for another second and then we can start closing out. It's not elaborate, but just expand on something, anything, just filler. You can say bibbity bobbity boo. I don't give a fuck.
This time stop is some bullshit. That's my calling card. That's it. Is you stopping on that?
Now, you did say you were gonna figure out how the fuck to get that in there, so I commend you for that.
Right.
You were not playing around. He's like, this is some bullshit. He said he was gonna. That's his tagline. This is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. But yeah, it's just I've come to realize that a little bit more recently. It's just that sometimes those people are just trying to cover for themselves more than anything else. And there's a lot more of that goes on within this industry that we don't see.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't know. There's so much that happens every shift, every week, every month. How can you keep up with all of it? So you don't know when someone's like going around the rules or going around this to protect themselves and hanging you out to dry. Like, you just never fucking know.
Yeah.
And that's why I always tell people, like, you know, I'm still in a phrase, but protect your neck, you know, like, look out for yourself. You know, that's where a snitch Stina kind of comes in. It's like, yeah, you got to look out for yourself because they're looking out for them. You know, because I just had that conversation with one of my coworkers the other day. They're new. And I was just like, yo, I'm just going to be real with you all the way 100. You're good. You're good people. I want to see you succeed.
Yeah.
There are people here that like, they'll help you, but just watch out because if they get a chance where they got to choose between you and them, it's going to be them every time. They're going to choose them every time. They do not have your back. Yep. So as long as you keep your head on the fucking swivel, you're going to be good. You know what I mean? Don't do too much for this place, but do enough to keep your job and to take care of the people who come in here, who want to spend their money, who want to come see you, build your regulars, have a good fucking time, man. And I see you doing really good in this place.
Yeah.
If you do things the right way for you, you know what I mean? And like, you got to give people that kind of heads up because sometimes people just go into it thinking like someone's a good person just because they met them once or had one good shifter with them and they think like, oh man, they're dope as fuck. Or they had a good shift and they had a drink with them after a shift. Oh, they're dope as fuck. And a month or so later, you come find out that's the biggest snake in the fucking venue. Like, you gotta watch yourself, man. This industry is cutthroat. It really, really is. Really is. But yeah, so before we close, man, I just want to say again, I appreciate you so much for coming on, bro. I really, really do.
Thank you, man.
I feel like we covered everything that I wanted to, but like, was there anything you wanted to get out there? Like anything like you wanted to say to people like in the industry, outside the industry, customers, anything like you know.
Just, protect your neck, man. Wu-Tang is for the children.
I like that. That's a good close.
Yeah.
Good close, man. All right, so one more cheers.
One more cheers,
And
man.
as always, cheers to the staff. Niner gang.